Alright, what's up, guys? So, kind of the first thing that we're going to be doing to continue on and convert this into from milestone 5 into project 3 is going to be creating annotative section cut markers and annotative elevation markers, as well as a section cut line. So for now, I'm not going to have my furniture in here. You guys are just going to have to pretend that's there. Yeah, so let's get started with these. So annotative section cut marker, first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a 5/16 inch circle. Now that circle is going to be very tiny, but because we're building an annotative, we have to draw it at the actual size it would appear in our paper space, and then we will scale it um, so that it'll show up correctly in our final drawing. All right. So, yeah, first things first, I'm just going to go kind of in here so I can find it. And then I will start drawing a circle. Okay, come on, there we go. And then, let's see, center point and radius. We're going to switch this to diameter with a D. And then 5/16. Okay, so yeah, very tiny circle right there. But if we were to draw that in the paper space, this would be a normal size circle of about that big. All right, so probably a little bigger than that. Okay. Next thing we need is a rectangle that's also the same size. So I'm just gonna see if I nope, not gonna play nice. All right. Do I not have? Where is it? It should let me reference the sides of this. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So yeah, make sure you have some of your snap settings on down here as well. And so other corner point. We'll do dimensions. Length for rectangles 5/16. Width for rectangles 5/16. So we have a 5/16 inch rectangle, and I'm just going to put it right there for now. So once it's there, I've got to rotate this. So I'm just going to click here, and then I can either angle it like that, or I can manually type 45. Either works. And then I'm going to move this, grab this center point, and again I'm going to come over here, reference this center point here, and then move up, and you can see it kind of figures that out like that. So once I have this right here, I'm actually going to copy this, and we're going to use that for the what are we doing first? We're doing the section cut marker. Yeah, we're doing the section cut marker first, and then we'll do the elevation marker next. So it'll just save us a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this. I'm going to explode it. I'm going to select this bottom part right here. And then I'm just going to draw a line across like that. I'll do a hatch. And we'll do a solid fill. So solid, pick points. And I'm just going to click in these 4 points right here. Close that hatch pattern. Now I need to, do I still have my text in here? I don't have detail text. So detail stack text is going to be 1/16 inch annotative. So I'll have to go in here, manage text styles. And this one we're going to call detail. So I'm going to go from, I want to use annotative, though we can use any of the existing ones we have. So I've got my note text here. I'm just going to call this detail. It's going to be Arial, regular font size, just in case. I think I did 1/16, but that should be fine there. And then we're going to check annotative for this. that's good to go. We're going to hit close. Now, let me see here. So this is where we actually get into now we'll do this first, and then I'll come back and we'll do the annotative bit later for the text. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do single line text. We will leave that at 1-1 for now, and then I'm going to click here, or sorry, I'm going to do, before I click there, I'm going to do justify center. I'm going to click here and set the rotation, and then just to fill it with something, I'm going to do 1, and I'm going to do enter twice, and then I'm going to, let's see, we can do a copy, and I'm just going to kind of freehand this one right there. And then I'm going to do A101 for that, just to make sure it's got enough space, which it will. And then we're going to just move this up. Oh, actually, I know how much we need. This needs to go up, so it's 5/16, which means it's 10/32. This is 2, so nope. Let's do 1/16 and see how it does. No, it's 1/32. 1/32. And then if we move this back to the line here, I think this is 3/32. There we go. Excuse me. There we go. All right. So we've done that there. Next, I'm going to come over to this elevation marker, and we're going to do kind of the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to select those bits right there, and I'm going to go to copy, and it says specify base point. So our base point is going to be this center point right here, and we can copy that straight. Oh, actually, no, we don't do that. What am I doing? Yeah, okay, that's right. So then, let's see, we need a line here, and for this one, we're just gonna go across the circle like that. And then we need another hatch. So we'll do solid, pick points. And this is a great case for doing separate corners. So I'm just doing, let me jump back here. So I'm going to start a hatch. I'm going to click once. I'm going to hit spacebar, which is going to close out the tool. Spacebar again to start the tool. And I'm just going to really quickly use that to spacebar, click, spacebar, spacebar, click. So I don't have to keep reopening the tool. So we've got that right there. So this is going to be our elevation marker. And then I'm going to place, I'm just going to freehand place CV, these numbers around the edges. And so what these represent is this bottom number is going to be the page that we're going to be putting this drawing on. So right now I only have this one page, but what I would have is, and we'll get to updating these eventually, but this would be page A101, and this would be drawing 1, drawing 1, drawing 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, or however our numbering or naming schema goes for this project. But these would all be part of a set of drawings. So when you see, let me go back to here. So this would indicate again the page and then the drawing on that page. And then because the elevations are a set of drawings that are linked together, you would have multiples there. So why did I do these little corners as separate things here? For the elevation marker, technically we're going to actually want Eventually, you'll want a whole bunch of these because you aren't always going to be doing all 4 elevations. So there might be, let's see here. So let's delete that and that. And then this would move to here. Oh, gotta explode that first. Let's undo those steps. There we go. Oh, actually, let's do a trim. That's what I was trying to think of. Trim and zap that. Okay, there we go. So you'll have situations where you won't have to do the north elevation in whatever room that is. You'll have other situations where you won't have to do the east elevation in a particular room, and so on. So you will have to eventually, though probably not for this project because we are just doing fairly um, standard rooms, there will come a time where you will have to actually go in and kind of create more complicated elevation markers. And then from here, you'll have, let's grab these two. You'll of course have the ones that point off like that. Let's see, and then you'll have the yeah. So you can see I guess I shouldn't bother redoing all of these so that we have all the correct elevation markers, but you can see where that goes. So all right. So for the sake of this demo, as far as using these, um, what I'm going to do is we're going to create one of these and we're going to turn it into an annotative block. So let me grab this section cut marker here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, with this selected, I will do block, and we're going to call this section cut marker 1. I'm not going to care too much about that because we're going to destroy this later anyway when we come back and do annotative. But you can create these into blocks, or sometimes people just do groups. You can pick a point, and then again, this is the thing I told you guys to check or not check earlier. So in this case, we'll be checking annotative to indicate that this is an annotative block. So I'm going to hit OK there, and now we have an annotated block. And if you hover over the lines, you can see it does that weird little 3-point shape, like the little scale ruler. That's what that's indicating that is. So let's move that over here. So again, remember, we have that in the center of this room, and we have this whole set of things over here. So if I go to plan view now, you can see that those are showing up there, but there's nothing over here. All right. So to actually make it show up in the size that I want, I'm going to go over here, and from the annotate page here, I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to have to hide myself. Now there's down in the bottom, you've got a couple different options here, and what we have is the annotation scale, the current view. Right now it's 1:1, but I need this to show up at, what's my plan view? 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. So I'm going to go over here, turn this 1/4 inch equals 1 foot, and then with this object selected, I'm going to do add current scale, and you can see it blows itself up to the size that would be accurate for that to be that 5/16 inch circle. And then you can see here in the plan view that it's showing up there. Now here's the cool thing about it, is that if I was to change my plan size here to say, let's do 3/8, that's going to go away. So we only have to deal with those annotative things at the size that we put them or designate them to show up at. All right. So it's still there. We're using 1/4 inch here in the background, but we can kind of get through and manage things by limiting the scales that these show up at. Now there's also a scale list up here from the Annotate menu. So if you have that selected, you can go to Scale List and, oh sorry, is it Add Delete Scales? Yeah, so this is at 1/4 inch, so I can delete it from that scale and it'll go away. And when I go back to my plan view, it's gone. Okay, so let me turn this back to 1/4 inch. All right, so that's how we're going to make things annotative. What I'm going to actually, so let's finish this part up right now actually. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is this the, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to have one right here. Again, I'm going to go through that same process again. So we're at 1/4 inch scale, and again, this is in the model space, not the paper space. So I'm going to add current scale, and then it's going to blow that up. Now, I'm going to want 2 section cuts in here. So let's do, and so when you put your section cuts in, you want to find interesting parts of your structure. I think it's probably going to be more interesting to show the dynamic up here of how that's going to happen between the transition of the bathroom and the closet. So I'm going to copy this straight across, and you want your section cut markers to be just outside of kind of that area right there. And then let's move these into the come on. Into the closet here so I can find them later, and so that they're not getting in the way right now. Next, I'm going to need a line that's going to connect these, and this is going to show where that section cut is happening. And then I need to take my section cut markers, and again I need to explode these because I don't have them kind of set up yet. This is kind of just a getting it ready sort of thing. And then I'm going to rotate. Oops, what am I doing? Rotate on the center here, and we're going to go 90 degrees or 180 degrees the other way. And this is going to indicate the direction that this section cut is facing. Sometimes people will only have one of these on one side, so there are cases where you'll see a section cut marker with just like a little rectangle thing off to the side here, and then with the hatch, and this is just a indication that this is the other side of this section cut marker. So you could do either way. I'm fine with that, not a concern of mine. So let's talk about how we're actually going to draw this section cut now that we're there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything along the line of that section cut. I'm going to come down here. Now because my section cut arrow was facing down, I've actually got to rotate this 180 degrees like that. Now, because we already have our elevations put together, what I can do is steal from my bedroom. I want this wall over here. Actually, yeah, either one will work. I'm going to steal this one. Let's see, so that would be this wall right here. So I'm just going to paste this here, and I'm going to use this for a reference. So again, I'm going to rotate on that corner. And what this is going to do is it's going to give me the ceiling height right here. Um, so again, it looks crazy. I promise it makes sense. Okay, I wanted to know what that double line was, and that's just my um, baseboard. Okay, so we want this line right here. So this right here, because this is a corner, is going to match up to the ceiling height being right there for this. So now I can rotate this back up, and that gives us the ceiling height for that part of the room. I'm just going to kind of clean some of these lines up. And then the bathroom, if you'll remember, we only did 8 feet ceiling height in there. So for this room, I can offset this up 8 feet. Bueno. Alright, and then these lines I'm just going to drag up to here for now, and then we'll clean them up in a minute. And then we'll leave the door there for now. Okay, so let's trim this out. We can trim that out. And then I see a double line right here, so we'll get rid of that. Trim that. Okay. Okay, so the other thing I still need to do is I have... Oh, did I delete... Yeah, no, I wanted to leave that there. Sorry, that was my bad. So we'll leave this right here. And I need a line going from here across, because that ceiling is higher than the bathroom ceiling at that point. Oh, oops. Okay, and then I need to offset this 2 feet for the closet depth, because I've got to draw this back in. And then, let me get my dimension. I did 4.5 inch walls, so 4.5 over. Okay, and then I can delete this. And then I'm just going to draw a little line here that's going to represent the top of the closet here. And this is going to go to 6'8". Okay. So, let's see, and then closet would probably only be framed up to that height right there. So, what are we looking at? So, let me just clean this last, actually, let me clean all this up. Okay, so what are we looking at here? So, left to right, starting from here, is going to be this exterior wall for the bathroom. Oops. So right here, this exterior wall for the bathroom, the hole in the kind of in that section cut for the bathroom, wall between the bathroom and the closet. We've got the closet space right here, and then I have a line here indicating the top of that closet door, or rather the gap for the door. And then I have the bedroom right here, and then I have this, which would actually need another offset for that exterior wall. Okay, so I've got everything I need there. Now, let's see. I'm going to copy this line again. And how does this math? We'll move this up 1 foot. This is just me kind of getting a reference. So this will be, I'm not even going to explain this. You guys can just do a 1 foot bump right there. And this is basically the height that you would have for an attic or between your ceiling. Um, and you'll kind of see it when I do the other view. And then this would be our ground pad, so offset. I'm going to do 8-inch down. I'm not going to burden you guys with dealing with the footing and all that, so for the sake of this, we're just going to do a rectangular bottom down here. Okay, so again, we have kind of this is where the roof would intersect with everything that's going on. This is that side wall or side exterior wall, bathroom wall, closet wall, bedroom exterior wall. Okay, so if we were to do, and just for the sake of speed, I'm going to copy this one and then we'll we'll rotate this part of it up. Actually, let's move it. Oops. Okay, so there's that one. We've got both sides now. I'm going to select these bits right here. I'm going to have to actually trim this line in the middle because of what we're about to do. So I'm going to rotate, select these bits, and we'll rotate them around the center again, so we're facing to the right. Line this up right there. And then same process again, I'm going to select everything that touches that line. I'm going to come down here, paste it there. We're going to rotate it. There we go. 90 degrees like that. And then we'll start kind of refiguring out how everything goes. So here, this is going to be a little bit clearer as to why I did that thing where I copied this wall here. So let's go to our bathroom. Actually, let's go to our living room, which is this one right here. It's this back wall. It's going to be that cross section right there. And so what I can do is I should be able to actually just place this right here. What is that doing? Alright, try that again. So I should be able to place this right here, and that will actually, because it's a section cut, showing that offsetted area, you'd basically end up with this right here. Let's see. We have, let's offset this up 8 foot. Try that again. Offset 8 foot. Okay. Which is going to be this space right here. Did I hit some weird button? Offset 8 foot. Side. Okay. I don't know. Must have not been hitting some button or something. Alright. So we have a door right here. I'm going to go ahead and just delete that door. This little line right here, again, this is going to be, when I move into the right spot, it's going to be the top of the gap for that door. So we'll do 6'8". And as I go around, I'm just going to kind of clean up my extra lines. This can actually go up to here. And then I see a double, do I? Thought I saw a double line. Yeah, there's a double line here. Oh, that's just the other section marker. So we do have a window. Oops. We do have a window here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ignore it for now, I guess. And instead what I'm going to do, because they have the same sill height, I'm just going to copy that line over and then trim that out. And again, I'm just going to keep going through and kind of cleaning everything up in here. Alright, so for this bathroom right here, I would actually be using the same roof slope for the bedroom, except that I'm only doing an 8-foot tall thing in that room. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mirror this and erase source objects. And now when I go and place this here, that'll actually, so here's what I was doing with that other one with the weird slope. Oops, that was 1 inch offset, 1 foot. So I was kind of guesstimating over here where that height would be. I don't know if it's right there. But what I need is I need something to show kind of how the roof goes through in this area. And I'm just going to overdraw that. And then each side, I'm going to offset an extra 1 foot here. And then this is going to need to come a little bit further out, and I'm going to let it snap to that reference angle right there. And what we're doing right now is we're just creating the eaves for this house. So the overhang off the side of the building, kind of for rain protection and UV protection, heat load, and all that. So I'm just kind of overdrawing these right now so we can get an idea. Come on. We'll just overdraw it there. And then, oh, I do need this actually back down 1 foot. Ooh, that's actually low. It should be 8 foot right there. Yeah, okay. We'll offset this 8 inches. Again, we're just going to go with a generic thing down there. And I think that's everything I need to do for that. So this will probably take a couple passes with trim, but we'll just clean up the roof right here. That whole thing can go away. Get that. So again, there's your overhang. Let's get rid of that. We'll figure out that window in a second. Let's see. Oh, I might get this in one pass. And that little nub right there. Okay, so I think this will make a little bit more sense if we just assume that I didn't put the eaves in here. And if I actually move this over, let's see, move. So then, if I was feeling sneaky, I could kind of just bring this over and figure out what the height for that would be if I was going to do this correctly. But I'm not going to get that OCD for this. So this gives us the section for that first drawing, and this one gives us the section for the other. And then I'm going to do a hatch. Oh, wait, sorry. I need to finish this drawing. So this was I think this was a 1 foot window. Nope. Offset 1 foot. Because that was just the bathroom. Oh, I am missing a line right here. Okay, that should be good to go. So at this point now I can hatch, and for this project I'm just going to do a solid fill, and this one's going to take, oh no, yeah, we have a hole there, or we don't have a hole there, so that's good. All right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that gives us our two section cuts that we're going to want. Let's see. So section, place your section somewhere interesting. I don't want to see just kind of like these two rooms are both 8 foot tall ceilings and they're both rectangles and blah. Try and find an interesting area in your project. And the reason why you're doing the section cut is so that you can illustrate how those ceiling heights actually change. All right. If you don't pick an area where you're illustrating something, you kind of end up just with a generic bit. And the whole point of these construction documents in the end is to create a reference document so that people can visualize your design, and you can communicate it not only to the client, but also to the builder who's going to actually be building this. And so being able to see both an elevation for this bathroom and then being able to see that it's right here with just that bit of ceiling, or how this bit of ceiling goes up right here versus maybe instead of having it do what it did here, you actually have some sort of ceiling detail, um, where you flatten out the ceiling there and maybe you install can lights or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's the point of these documents, is to show that information. And so if you're not kind of showing that information, then what's the point? So, all right, we'll come back with another video, showing you guys how to do the annotative versions of these section cuts and elevations, next. All right.